Hello, friends, how are you? I hope you all are fine at your places. As we all know that the 12th board has been cancelled, that is why we've started to cover the plus one syllabus of English. So today I'm going to start with a short lecture based on a poem which is the first poem in your syllabus in the book Hornbill of Photograph by Shirley Townsend. So, with this name, a photograph, you could make out that we are going to talk, or the poetess is going to talk about a picture, right? We all are in a habit of clicking pictures, clicking photographs. But this photograph, which the poetess talks about, is a bit different. Let us see how. The cardboard shows me how it was. The first line, where the mention of cardboard is given, this means that there was a picture which was stick on a cardboard. And the poetess says that it shows me how the picture was. It is the picture. When the two girl cousins went paddling. So here in the picture, the poetess says that there were two girl cousins, right? And they went to a sea where they wanted to do the paddling. Each one holding one of my mother's hands. So here the third girl has been introduced. So how many persons are there in the picture? There are three. Three girls, right? In the center was the poetess' mother. On her sides, there were two girl cousins holding her hand. And she, the big girl. So here they are telling us, the poetess is telling us that the mother was the eldest of the three. What is her age? Some 12 years or so. The poetess is not clear, but she says that her mother must be 12 years old in the photograph. All three stood still to smile through their hair. So now the image of the beauty of that scene is being given over here. That it was a seashore, cool breeze was blowing, the hair of the three girls, they were just going with the air and they were smiling through their hairs which were coming on their faces to the camera. At the uncle with the camera, a sweet face, my mother's. So the poetess says that her mother is having a very sweet face in the picture at that time. That was before I was born. When was the picture taken? Before the poetess was born. So past time reference is given over here. You can write past time reference. And the sea which appears to have changed less because it is a past time reference. So there may be changes in the present, but the poetess refers to two changes. One is the change in the life of her mother, and the other change is the change in the sea. The sea is a physical feature, so it will not change with time, it will remain the same, but the mother is a living being. She has changed through the phase of life. She was young at that time, she became adult. She was a teenager, she became adult, she got married, she had a child, a girl child, the poetess herself, and then she died. We will see in the next paragraph. Washed their terribly transient feet. The terribly transient feet over here is the transferred epithet, which is a very common poetic device. Now, what is the meaning of transferred epithet? Those who don't know, I am explaining to them. Transferred epithet is when usually an adjective is used to describe another, right? For example, terribly transient feet. Feet is the noun. An adjective used over here is transient, right? It has been transferred from terribly. Some 20-30 years later. So here now the poetess is talking of the future. She is giving the future time reference. That from that past, 20-30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot. Her mother is going to laugh at this picture. See Betty and Dolly. Betty and Dolly are the girl cousins. She would say And look how they dressed us for the beach. And the mother should have a hearty laugh and she would say that see how they over here are the parents, their parents. That how they dressed these three girls for the beach holiday. The sea holiday was her past. Mine is her laughter. Again, what has been given? Past time reference. Now there are two past referred by the poetess over here in this line. What are those two past time references? The past of the mother, which was the sea holiday, and the past of the poetess, which was the laughter of her mother when she looked at the snapshot after 20-30 years. Right? When at that time, if she was 12, over here she must be 32 or 42. Both rhyme with the labored ease of loss. Labored ease, oxymoron has been used. Again, a poetic device. When two contrasting words are used together, labored means difficulty, ease means something which is easy. So that is why it is known as oxymoron. Both rhyme means both cry. Both are crying. The mother must be crying for her young age, must be crying for her teenage, her childhood, when she was so innocent, she was so simple, not at all bothered about anything. She went for a sea holiday, she was very free. It was her will to do whatever. She did not even bother to look at her clothes. But now, at that present time, when she was 32 or 42, she had responsibilities on her shoulders and she was bothered about each and everything. That was her mother's loss, that beauty, that innocence. And what is the loss of the poetess? The mother's loss is the loss of the poetess. Her mother has died. She has lost her mother. The true relationship has been lost. Now she's been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. So how many years, dear friends? 12 years. That girl is the girl over here. The big girl. Right? Now she has been dead for about 12 years. And of this circumstance and of this situation, circumstance is the situation which the poetess is in now. There is nothing to say at all. Why there is nothing to say at all? Because the poetess is at this time is missing her mother. She is grief stricken. She is remembering her mother while looking at the photograph, trying to remember her mother's laughter, how she laughed when she saw the photograph when she was adult. Right? It's silence, silences. So there will be no laughter. Why? Why there is silence everywhere? This is alliteration. Sir and sir sound has been repeated. So that is alliteration. Again, a poetic device has been used in the end. And why the silences? Because the poetess is grief stricken. She is remembering her mother. She is not saying anything. She is just staring at the picture. And these are the feelings which are coming to her with the flashback, with the laughter of her mother. Right? And why the next silence is the silence of the mother. The mother is dead. Now she is no more going to look at the picture and laugh heartily. Is it clear to all of you? So you can ask your doubts in the comment section if there are any. And if you want me to explain anything again, you can also let us know about it. So see you in the next video. I'll be explaining some other part of the literature.